another first, Barney?
How about my first ride on a roller coaster? I sat in the seat and fastened my seatbelt. And then up we went. Higher and higher and higher. And I don't want to look. And when we got to the very tippy top, down we went, wobbling up again and down again, and this way and that way, and round and round and round. Whoa! And
Then what?
then I did it again. Oh, that's just how I felt.
Well, I remember my first ride on an airplane, but it wasn't anything like that.
A ride on an airplane? That's a first that really is an adventure.
First, we went really fast on the ground, and then we were up in the air. And
Then what?
then poof, we popped right through the clouds, and we were flying above them. It was
Super D-duper.
right, super duper.
Oh, boy.
I hear you went on an airplane.
Yes.
Were you scared?
Sort of.
Sort of scared?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I got used to it.
You got used to being on the airplane?
Yeah.
Did you eat on this plane?
Peanuts.
You had
That's
peanuts?
all.
That's all? Just peanuts?
Peanuts and a Sprite.
Peanuts and a Sprite.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny on an airplane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you watch a movie on the airplane?
Yeah.
You did? Did you like it?
I had to lean over like that to see.
Before you got on an airplane for the first time, you were scared. Then you flew, then you weren't scared anymore. Would you get on an airplane again now?
Yeah.
You would?
Well, I got brave on my second plane because I knew nothing was gonna happen.
Minnie Mouse, what do you like most about the first movie of Barney?
Well, we're having picnic at the farm with Donald and her. And I hear some strange animal noises coming from the farm. There are some cows, sheep. A pigstall. I remember when Mickey gave me some cookies with some words on it, but they were so delicious. Vicky and I were so happy together in 1930s. And on that day, Mickey and I were gonna get married.
Ducky, what was like working with a run and Shrek?
He was kind of a pain in the ass at first. We became really good friends. He's really fun around Halloween, being all green and ugly and stuff.
Hilarious. Did you know about your stunt?
No, it's actually a couple of gnomes in the suit with some great special effects.
So what are you planning to do next?
I'm working on taking Don Quixote to Broadway as a musical. I'm playing the role of Donkey, of course, and I'm also in discussions with the original Mr. Ed about a remake of The Odd Couple. I'm gonna be playing Felix.
Do you have any future plans for your singing career with Little BJ?
Yeah, I'm cutting an album right now under the name Little MC Ass.
I need to completely run it for the part of the movie. Back to you, Barney and the Gek and that.
Have you ever ridden an airplane?
Oh, yes, I have. And there's one airplane ride I'll never forget.
Welcome to a little piece I like to call Bang, Crash, Boom. The trickiest part of an action movie like this is the special effects. That's the stuff the movie people do to make things that didn't really happen look like they really did. Brilliant. I can see this is gonna be informative. The trickiest part of making a movie like this is where you and I come in, the animation process. When they shoot a scene with cartoon characters in it, they really can't afford to have us there until everything else is right. Remember this scene? Oh, that's a good one. Yes, it's always high comedy when the duck loses an eyeball or two. Nevertheless, Since stars of my magnitude, and the rabbits, are expensive, the studios film the scenes with the human actors first, cause they're cheaper. But the actors have to pretend we're there. Like this. Those aren't my real eyeballs. And one of the things that makes it easier for Jenna and all the actors to pretend is our very talented puppeteer, Bruce Lanoil.
Having these guys on set, having these rudimentary but effective, thank you, puppets.
I think he just called you rude, Bugs.
There's a different look in the eye, you know, there's something there, there's something to play off of, and it shows in the performance. Once we do a pass with these guys, they know exactly where the puppets are in space. Brendan and Jenna are brilliant at that.
The next step is to shoot a scene with the puppets so the actors know where we'll be when the animators draw us in later. Then the puppets get out of the way and the actors do it without us, but with our voices.
Morning, Mr. Barney.
That's some grip, lady. Hey, that guy sounds just like me. Almost. It's uncanny. Despicable. Next.
So anyway, let's watch the psychic fake of Barney's great adventure.
Shall we?
There's Barney and them riding on a pretend airplane. When Barney and his friends are using their imaginations, what it's like to pretend to be an airplane.
Actually, death, that log is just fragile, comes from trees.
Speak for yourself, Rabbit.
What happens next?
Well, when Cotty catches the gates, it's vegan, funny, honey, okay. An airplane well and safely, and then they flies the hay. But it's so funny.
Okay, let's explain how they do something like the water tower scene. You mean this? Simple. They find an aging water tower at a movie studio somewhere, paint the Warner Brothers logo on it, and drive a Batmobile or two into it until it falls over. Isn't it obvious? Actually, Daffy, stuff like the water tower sequence is done by our visual effects crew. Oh, there's visual effects supervisor Chris Watts. What's up, Watts?
We have a 5th scale miniature here of the water tower. It's about 25 feet tall, and it'll be filled up with water, and when the moment comes, we'll pull a few cables and the thing will come tumbling down.
Wow! You guys better get this right the first time, because you sure can't do it twice. So, Chris, how'd you get this whole process started?
We started out by making some pre-visualization that is basically like almost like a cartoon of what's going to happen during this scene. We mess around with that for a while until we get it in a place where everybody likes it, and then once we have it where we like it, we go ahead and shoot the real thing.
Let's cut to the action!
Yeah, that is just dangerous.
One last suggestion, Chris. Since you got an extra water tower and all, wouldn't it be funnier next time if it fell on the duck?
I don't actually hate that at all.
You know, all the visual effects in this movie aren't as complicated as that water tower deal, but they all have to be figured out before they get filmed. How would you guess they did that bit where Brendan and Jenna jumped off the Eiffel Tower? I happen to know that was done with puppets.
Mercy! Mercy!
Actually, that was stunt people. Remember the gag when you went butt first into the fire extinguisher and it exploded? Certainly, that was all done by computer. Wrong again, Daffy.
What is that supposed to be, Jack?
That was done the old-fashioned way, with a little know-how and a giant garbage bag full of foam. On sale, 2 for the price of 1 at Foam Depot. And you remember when you got shot through the door at the casino? You know how they made that hole in the door? I happen to know they drew that in afterwards. Euro for 3. The special effects people have to build and practice everything you see in the movie that's not exactly what it appears to be. From water pouring down to water splashing up. Whenever something's supposed to break in the movie, the special effects guys have to break it first. Let's move on. All right, Daffy, let's look at a different kind of animation that was also used in the picture. First they practiced, and then they did the whole thing in front of a blue screen where the characters would be drawn in later. Kind of seems like cheating when you do it that way. I mean, where's the puppets? At the same time we're filming the scenes for the live-action part of the movie, the animators are hard at work, drawing and designing their piece of the puzzle. Ooh, I love puzzles. Is there a prize? It's not that kind of puzzle, Dave. For example, here's how a scene looks when they shoot it. Right! I mean left! What is this, mime school? Where's me? Then they add a rough black and white pose drawing to block in the attitudes and positions.
I like it that how does an actor supposed to do that?
I thought I looked a little underdone there. Then they do all the animation drawings, clean it up, color it, light it, and hi presto, we're in the flesh. And all it took was 6 years and 1 million artists for 3 seconds of film. Not quite, but you get the idea. Not only do the live actors in a scene have to react to the cartoons, but the props and set dressings are affected as well. Even something as simple as holding a menu and moving a drink umbrella has to be rehearsed. Here's what the rough animation looks like over the scene. But when they shot it, Matthew Lillard had to pretend he was talking to Shaggy and Scooby.
If you like Goof on Me in the sequel, I'm coming after you.
Yeah, and I'll give you a Scooby
Just like Jenna had to pretend she was talking to me.
I'm trying to be nice, but I was brought in to leverage your synergy and
I know how she feels. I have to pretend to pay attention to you every day.
Oh, no.
Well, viewers, that wraps up our little special effects tour. I hope the information I've given you, most of which was wrong, film snob, I hope it has been informative and entertaining. Infotaining, if you will. But before you go, there's one more special effect I'd like to show you. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Despicable.